matchup and the weekend series for that matter is the ace of the BYU baseball pitching staff, Easton Walker, with us on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. Easton, great to talk with you, man. First and foremost, you got a great baseball name. What's the genesis of the name Easton?
It is a great baseball name, but I actually got it from my brothers. I have two older brothers, played baseball, college baseball. So it's kind of run in the family for a long time. They chose to name me Easton based off the baseball brand. Obviously, it's worked out pretty good for us. But, yeah.
So I was calling the BYU baseball games around the time your brothers played. So I probably would have called the games for Braden and Devin against BYU. That's how old we are here. So fun times. And, of course, your dad on your bio, it says your dad pitched at Utah Tech, which was Utah Technical College, which is Utah Valley University now, I believe. So, you're the weirdo that went to BYU, after all this?
It was kind of a weird decision, but I never imagined myself going to BYU, kind of going through high school and that stuff. But as recruiting and everything worked out, it worked into a perfect fit for me. Worked so that I could serve my mission, and I think it was just always meant to be, and I've absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Cusco, Peru. So obviously llamas were in the mix.
Yeah. There's some llamas up there. Got in touch with the alpacas, so pretty cool experience. So
what do we need to know about llamas that we don't know?
They'll spit on you. And I know
true.
that's how
Okay.
They really do spit on you if you get close to them. That's it's kind of a weird defense thing, but they do that. I didn't actually get spat on, but other missionaries that tried to hop on the llamas, which they weren't supposed to do, did. So
yeah, that's not safety zone approved.
Now listen, Easton, It's because you have great situational awareness that you were able to avoid
and obedience
such spit from a llama. Easton Walker.
and baseball players spit too, right? So that kind of lines up.
Exactly.
Easton Walker with us on BYU Sports Nation discussing BYU baseball, and I want to talk specifically about your head coach, Mike Littlewood. He's one of my favorite conversations on a regular basis. He just puts it out. He tells it how it is, and he calls you a bulldog on the mound with that mentality. For those that don't understand that, what does he mean by that, Easton?
I think it's just my heart to compete in every game. I tell people all the time, I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the strongest guy. But I've been taught and I've grown up in this game to once I step on the field, it's time to compete. It's time to give it everything you've got. And that's just my mentality when I take the mound. And that's the idea that I try to bring to the team. And that type of energy is to, no matter what it is, to compete and put everything between the lines and just give it everything you have. And that's honestly what I try to do, pitch to pitch. And I try to get better and better each time. So that's just a part of it as well.
5'9", 185, like you talked about. Not the biggest dude, but like Tim Lincecum vibes with you. Like, who are your motivations in that regard?
I do follow along with him. In fact, a couple of years ago, there were a couple of stats with me and with him in the same group, and it was kind of cool to look at that. But I really admire, Dustin Pedroia and, smaller guys like that really just, they battle through everything. And you can see it. It's easy to see. You can tell who's a gamer and who's just kind of, uses their strength to their advantage. And you can see other guys in the game of baseball, and that's why it's the best game ever. Is, it doesn't matter the size and that stuff. It's all about who competes and who puts it all on the line that day during that game. So,
Easton, BYU baseball opened the season 3-11, and there was a point where your coach Mike Littlewood said, as he's watching you take infield batting practice and pitching, and saying, how are we 3-11? This team is really good. You turn things around. You name some captains. You've won 4 in a row. What's been the key to getting things back on track?
I think we had to take a step back and realize why we were playing this game together as friends and as family. And I think that was, having fun in the right way. I just think we were going about things in kind of the wrong way. Not necessarily that we were doing it wrong, but just the way that we were trying to have fun and the way that we were trying to compete was not the right way with how the game is played. And all it took was a couple of meetings with some captains and with the guys, and not even the coaches were involved in all that stuff, but we came together as a family and pretty much talked about what needs to be changed in the mentality of how we approach each game. And as you can see, the energy has been completely different. The guys are having fun, and it's in the right way. We're winning games, but not only that, but we're just successful. And hopefully we can keep that rolling and keep that same energy every single day. And again, that's part of that Bulldog mentality. Now it's kind of spreading on to every guy as they do the best they can to be successful in what they do.
That players only meeting, man. It rallies the troops. Let's talk about your season so far. 25 and 2/3 innings pitched, .70 ERA. We have you down for 2 earned runs. Do you remember those pitches?
To be honest, I don't. I've thrown a lot of pitches and I've given up a lot of hits, and a lot of things have, gone my way that maybe shouldn't have. But it's hard to recall all that.
That's pretty good, and I'm mostly giving you a hard time there. What's led to your success this year? Because those are bonkers numbers, man.
Like I said, I think it's just been my mindset. Last year I kind of struggled a little bit starting the year. I kind of came off my sophomore year after my mission. I was super excited to get back out and go play and kind of prove people that, I served my mission and I'm right back to where I am, and I had a phenomenal year. And then my junior year, I kind of just expected it to keep going, and it didn't happen, and I kind of got laid back a little bit. Well, this year, knowing it was my senior year and that, I wanted to put everything else that I had, and just for my family and for all those who have taught me so much, and for myself, I wanted to be able to walk with a smile on my face and to know that at least win or lose at the end of the day, I enjoyed being at the park, and I gave it everything that I had for my team. I enjoyed being with my best friends out there and competing with them. And I think that motivation has just led me to have a great start. So hopefully it keeps up that way.
A top 10 ERA in the entire country, minimum 25 innings pitched, number 6 to be exact, with that .70 ERA. Easton Walker with us on BYU Sports Nation, the ace of the Cougars pitching staff. How do you feel about pitching in the rain and cold? Because the forecast tonight does not look favorable.
I'm pretty used to it. If you want to look back to my sophomore year and that stuff, it was a blizzard every time I threw. And in fact, the guys joke with me all the time because I've got some sort of tradition of throwing in the freezing cold weather. And to be honest, I kind of embrace it now. It's been part of playing at home, and it's kind of my advantage. And that's the best way that I can look at it. I know there's plenty of different ways I can look at it and hang my head about it and, wish for better things. But in all reality, it just makes me more excited to go out and pitch at home.
How do you pump yourself up? Is it with a walkout song? Batters have walk-up songs. Like, does a pitcher have a walkout song? And is that how you find the energy to get ready to go on the mound?
To be honest, I do have a walkout song, and obviously it kind of puts me in the right mindset. But the one that pumps me up the most is probably my wife. She's kind of on me a little bit about making sure I'm always doing the best I can and being the best of me, not only on the field but off the field as well. So, it doesn't seem like much, but I really do think about her being on my mind all the time, and so that motivates me when I take the field.
Easton's scoring some serious points right now.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, man. It's been like 5.
She wants me to be the best I can be, especially this year. She wants me to really walk away with this and putting in all the hard work I've done over the years, to just to know that I've at least done my job. So
we got to play the walkout song when you come in the door from back into your home, right? Like, hey, I'm here. Let's go. Right mindset.
Yeah.
You mentioned getting the job done. We learned you actually, and sometimes most of the time athletes don't have a job, but you actually have like a day job, and you're doing school, and you're doing, you're the ace of the pitching staff. So what's it like managing all that, and what do you do for work?
To be honest, this last fall, starting last in the pandemic kind of hit, and things kind of got a little crazy. I started working with my father-in-law down at his insurance agency.
Nice.
He invited me to come in and see if I liked it. I ended up really enjoying it. Obviously, I knew a lot of his clients. They're from my hometown, Pleasant Grove, and all that stuff. So it really clicked with me. I really enjoyed working with him, and so I kind of stuck with that. And obviously, trying to make a little bit of money with my wife to try to help support was really nice. And so I did that all throughout the fall, full time, which was probably the most craziest time. Now it's kind of calmed down a little bit. I do kind of go into the office a little bit to get some work in some mornings when I've got a little bit of time between class and practice and weights and all that stuff. And somehow I, stay organized. I get things done pretty well, and I do a pretty good job with it. I have to give myself credit for that, but it is crazy and it's a lot of work, but you got to enjoy it while it lasts, I guess.
Who doesn't want to go with an insurance guy that's going to minimize damage? Easton Walker is the man. Easton,
That's
great to
perfect.
talk with you, brother.
Hey, appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for inviting me on here.
You got it. The Cougars and San Francisco tonight. Easton Walker on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, you know why we show
He's
up.
awesome, dude. I can't wait to watch tonight. It's going to be fun. Okay,